Why are you deciding to follow this tradition? Why are you deciding to follow this tradition?
Because it is of me, I feel free in it, and I feel like it works for me.
So you're basically just a Satanist, because that's what Satanists say.
But science itself, as a creed, I guess, it says that there's nothing truly 100%. That's the whole point. That's the whole point.
Okay.
That's the whole point.
Show me an evidence, of a man raising someone from the dead. Show me that evidence.
Show me the evidence that you spoke to your ancestors.
I know I have parents.
But it's true.
That's true. That's true. So
and you don't question them. You don't question them.
That's don't you understand that you've exercised some faith there? It may be small, but you have exercised some faith there. You
have a belief system, and still, you still have the arrogance to proselytize as if that's the truth when you don't know that happened.
I know it's
you believe it. My people waited over 2,000 years for that calling. So
Yeah.
You just talked about 4 nights. That's nothing to me.
Yeah.
You can't fathom the suffering that my people have had to see.
Okay.
You know, you can't fathom that. So you have the luxury to believe in a Jesus guy. But I've seen what Christianity has done to my people.
Okay. Yeah.
I've seen what Islam has done to my people. A lot of my people don't even know Arabs did their first enslavement.
Yeah.
And then the Christians came.
Okay.
So when you say that Jesus is my light, that ain't no light to you.
Do you believe? Are you a Hebrew Israelite? Sorry.
I am a proud African. I practice the practices you call black magic. I do that stuff. I practice that stuff. I worship nature. I give thanks to my ancestors. I do all that kind of stuff because that stuff never harmed me. You know what harmed me? Christian Europeans coming and dictating how. No, because when you go to Africa right now, we're speaking your languages. You're not speaking our languages in Europe. We're speaking French, we're speaking Portuguese, we're speaking Spanish, we're speaking English. So-called Christian countries. We're also speaking Arabic. These are not our native Arabic.
Yeah, you go for it. Have you got the... I don't know.
The reason why we now speak these... Hold on. Let me land. The reason why we speak these languages and practice these religions is evidence of invasive behavior from these religions.
Okay, so when we talk about colonialism, we're going to have to identify in my scripture where it says go out and enslave these people and force them to speak this our native tongue. It's nowhere in our scripture. And can you also identify where in our scripture do key figures take part in things like enslavement and forcing other religion, our religion?
I like that angle.
So I don't believe in other Christians. I don't believe in the British Empire. I don't take it as authority.
That's fine.
So I take the authority of the Christian word for I take the authority of the Bible. Where in my scripture does it say that you should take slaves, where you should force people to speak English, all that type of stuff you complain about, which is rightful so. If we have a conversation about colonization, we're going to agree a lot more than we disagree. So where in my worldview does it disagree with what you're saying?
I will be in the same pool as you, that I agree that none of your books tell you to do that. So if I see a people that adhere to these books telling them not to do it and they're doing it anyway, it's dead to me. Because hold on, you believe in the entity. Jesus is real, right?
Yeah.
He's real, right?
Yeah.
So it's a limitless entity, right? Yeah. Limitless entity. So my thing is this, if a limitless entity is real, you can have any access to it. It's not limited to just one. But religion, especially Abrahamic religion, is an extension of human ego. It's written by man. None of these books are written by these entities. So hold on, you have to believe that it is an extension of who? Jesus, Allah, Yahweh, all these things that, again, these books are very new. They came 2,000 years ago, and because of the ego, it is now your God, right? But I'm of African descendancy. We was doing other things. But because they were labeled black magic, and we now had to swap them for your religions, I don't see myself in none of these books.
Well,
You go to the Vatican City, I went there, yeah? You know what this priest told me? He said the suffering of black people is because of the curse of Ham revealing his father's nakedness. I have an Italian man telling me that. And I'm older than him, but he's telling me this stuff. So why do I need to cater to this? This has nothing to do with me. That's your story. My story is way older than that.
Well, first of all, we're going to say that Christianity was first founded in the Middle East. I mean, Jesus was born in the Middle Eastern area, right? He wasn't white at all, right?
No, but you guys paint him as white.
No, I don't. I'm an Eastern.
You go to churches where there's a white man there.
That's you don't know that we don't. I don't know what
you're.
you're.
The nonsense.
No, because you're thinking of Roman Catholicism.
You know. You go to a church where there's pictures. Just tell the truth.
No, not a single picture. One of the commandments is, "Thou shalt not have any graven image or any idols of anything." So we don't have pictures. We don't know what Jesus.
You have a cross too.
No, we don't have crosses even at my church. It's plain.
You have to explain.
It's idol. What
I like
this
that.
is? It's
I like
it's
that.
called
I like
that.
that. I like
And this
that.
is where we got to understand each
But
other.
you do realize that
I
some
know
of
what
your
you're talking
Christian-
about. I know what you're
Hold on.
referring
You do
to.
realize that some of your Christian brethren don't adhere to that standard. You know, right?
I-
There's some people here today that they have that white image guy.
Well,
that looks like you in a way.
So I would,
Yeah,
You got
yeah, the
blue
white.
eyes.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't agree with the point here. So I go to an Eastern Orthodox church.
Okay, yeah.
So we have icons.
Okay, so
yeah.
you already there's a split, right? There's a split already. He's sinning,
We'll
right?
talk about that later.
No, hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, see, so now they
Yeah.
split.
Listen. Yeah.
Is that an abomination to God?
I believe. Listen. I'm not going to get here because this.
See
I
that
listen.
split? I've identified it already.
Listen.
But go on, go ahead.
What I'm trying to say is we worship God in spirit and in truth. Okay. And when I pray to God or when I think of Jesus, I don't want an image. I don't want to think of like some chosen acts. You know, I don't want that. I want to just see.
That's the
You know,
right thing
just
to do,
pray.
because
Yeah.
That's what your book is telling you to do. But
Yeah.
people ain't doing that.
But
today.
I'm not. I have a lot of respect. I've seen this young man on.
Forget the respect.
So that's
I
fine.
respect everyone here.
Yeah. I know you
By
do.
the way,
Yeah.
you're not my enemy. You know that.
Yeah.
I don't even want to remove your religion. You can have that. That's fine. I don't believe I'm in the right.
Yeah.
I just have my way of.
But in a
being.
nutshell, do you feel you're hurting because of what your ancestors
100%.
went? And that's what.
For me, it will be a big letdown to the people before me to be a Christian, to be a Muslim, to be a Hebrew. None of this stuff is your origin. It doesn't speak of you. We come from literally Western Africa, or let's just say the continent Africa. You was doing things before Abrahamic religion. You can search it up.
No, but Ethiopia. Kush.
I love when people bring up Ethiopia.
Can you
I love when
can you
people
just
bring up
admit
Ethiopia.
that Jesus freed slaves? The Bible.
Hold on, wait. He said a good point about Ethiopia.
Right.
I want to address that.
Okay.
Ethiopia isn't the entirety of Africa.
I know it's not,
It
but-
is just the part of Africa where
Okay.
you say these things
No.
happen. In the
What's your
region.
name, sir? I'm Joe.
I'm Frank.
Fred.
I'm Frank.
Sorry,
Or
Frank. Yeah, Francis. Yeah, Frank.
Yeah.
Basically, what we believe. Well, I
What
again,
you
I don't want
believe,
to. What's your name? Is it Little Bob?
No, it's fit.
And,
Yeah, it's all right.
I'm glad you used the word belief. I'm glad you used the word-
Okay.
But could
So
you be wrong about your
okay.
belief?
Well, Pangaea is a supercontinent. I don't know what you believe of the science, okay? And I think that's a pretty good, explanation. One big continent. After the flood, the continent spread across. So we all had this one nation. We had the Tower of Babel where there was one, and then there was confusion of the languages. There's all of this kind of stuff. So to say that
That's your book, though.
no, but God isn't a white man's religion. God isn't a Middle Eastern. God is overall. He created all people. All.
That's your book. That's your book. Because again,
God so much loved the world, He sent His only begotten Son to die on the cross.
oh, that's
And
your
whoever
book. That's
believes
your
in
book.
Him
That's
never
fine.
perish.
That's your book. That's your book.
So-
That's your
so-
book. But again, and
Christians are so hateful that we believe that God gave His only begotten Son to die a humiliating death on the cross, so all of us will never perish again.
okay, watch this. Who's the first man and woman?
Adam and Eve.
Adam and Eve, yes? What is the origin of that name? It's a Semitic name, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hebrew, right? How old is that language base? How old is
Second
it?
two.
About 4,000, I'll give you 10,000 max. Has the world been here for 10,000 years?
Yeah.
Do you think?
The world has been here for 10,000 years, that's it.
Oh no, more than 10,000 years.
Do you
Thank
think,
you.
Do you think
How
they've
can
always
they
been
name-
called Adam and Eve? Do you think they've always been called? Do you believe Jesus' name was actually Jesus? Because that's a transliteration.
Okay, what was it? Okay, that's why I asked the question.
But
We say Adam and Eve, but that's only to identify.
we have
his
to-
name
Oh,
and identify.
okay.
So
So,
it might not have been Adam and
it
Eve.
might not have been.
It's what we call it.
Say that again.
Might
It
not.
might not have been.
Okay.
Just like Jesus'
Now
name
your
wasn't
whole
J-E-S-U-S.
book is on shaky grounds because
No.
hold on.
It's a
It's
translation.
the
It's a
whole
translation.
we're lying now.
No, I'm not gonna lie.
It
So the
states
people. So who
that
was
the
the
name Adam and Eve.
So the Old Testament, who was that really revealed to? What people? The Jews, right?
Yeah,
And what language do they speak?
Hebrew, which
Okay,
is not that it's
so-
not that old.
If you're going to write a revelation from God, what language would they have written it in?
Yeah.
Hebrew.
Yes.
And we're not saying in any way, and I can't find this in the scripture, that Adam and Eve spoke Hebrew. Did we admit that?
So hold on.
hold on.
So do they know? Does Adam know his name was Adam?
Well, that's.
You see, we're not sure now, isn't it? So no, hold on.
Wait, so
No, you're being
question.
honest. Hold
Does it
on.
matter?
But now it falls.
It's not a problem for us.
Hold on.
Yeah,
I'm
why
going to
does it
highlight
matter?
this because it's now a belief system that you have to adhere to believe. 'Cause
It is a belief
I have to ask you.
Yeah,
You could be
it's
wrong
a
about
belief
it.
system.
You could be wrong about it, right?
Yeah, it doesn't matter what they were called. We're identifying one single person
No.
or two single people. It
The
doesn't really
text.
matter what their
Hold
name
on.
is.
The text is telling you that the name was Adam and Eve.
Yeah, it tells us to call them Adam and Eve, yes.
No, it says that these people were Adam and Eve. That's their name.
And what if they were Bob and Sue?
Right,
they're
so
the
that's what I'm
same
saying. So now it falls on shaky grounds. Now you're
No, but
basically.
can you identify a key structure of Christianity or the Old Testament that you can dismantle? Can you identify any part of the
Why do
scripture?
you want to leave this?
Because Adam and Eve, regardless of what you call them, I couldn't give a crap what you call them. It doesn't matter. It doesn't
So it
change.
doesn't matter now?
It doesn't change any core belief of Christianity. Call them what you like.
Okay, so it doesn't matter.
Is there something inherent about Adam that makes him Adam? Is there something that changes about Adam if he's called Bob?
You know what I'm trying to highlight here? I'm trying to
I get
highlight
what
a
you're trying to
culture
highlight, it just has
is
no
imposing
manifest
its
impact.
own belief systems on the entirety of the world. So we know that the name Adam
It's
isn't
implying communication. It's implying language structure and something.
You call it imposing though, but I see it as God reaching his arm out, wanting
Exactly.
to
So
bring all people in.
It's subjectivity,
Yeah,
isn't it?
and God doesn't force himself on anyone, you
Which
know.
God you talking about?
The God of the Bible, God.
Oh, your
yeah,
one.
Yeah,
No,
the true God. Yeah.
Oh, your one.
The true God.
No, that's
God,
not my
the
one.
God of Abraham.
See the arrogance. Because you don't even know this. Okay, hold on. Let me ask you another
Is there a
question.
true God?
That's a great question. Have you found it?
Yes.
Are you an atheist?
God of Abraham.
I believe in I'm a can religion, African spiritualist. That's what I do. I've gone back home. Since.
So what would you
I
say?
used to be a Christian.
So what would you say is the proof that you're over?
No, again, that's why I love African spirituality. We don't impose on anyone. We're not telling you we're right. What we are saying is this. If you, like me, believe that entity is limitless, that means it has you can access it by any means.
Yes.
But when I keep addressing to you that these books are written by man, is an extension
Yeah,
of
for the
human
people who
ego.
read it, were
That's it.
inspired by the Holy Spirit.
Oh yeah, you see, that's a claim now. That's a claim. You don't know
It
that.
says in our scripture. though.
Everyone says that. Of course I am. But I'm
making
taking
a claim as well.
Yeah, of course I am.
Right, so why you're making an equal claim to him?
No, because he's telling me that's the true God. I'm not telling you that.
You're saying that if a God is limitless, there should be any way. That's a claim.
Yeah.
I don't know how to get this off.
That makes sense though.
Why does that make sense?
If
And why,
something
and why is that true?
If something is limitless,
Right?
can it be limited to a book?
I just told them.
If something is if something is
Think about that question. If something is limitless, it's limitless. You
Yes.
can't even fathom it.
Yeah.
Can it now be limited to one book?
First of all, the Bible is not
You
one.
see, you can't
no,
even,
but as in-
no,
no,
but what I'm saying is,
Okay, my friend, can I just say
Again,
something?
what-
What does the Bible mean?
I don't.
The Bible is a collection of books. It is not just one book, right?
Okay, that's
So if you're
fine.
saying the Bible is one book, first of all, you need to go study some more
But
about Christianity.
no, it's summoned. It's all summoned to. I'm not even gonna be here for long. I ain't gonna lie. But it's all summoned into one book, isn't it?
Yeah?
It's all summoned into one book, isn't it?
No, yeah, Bible.
So it's
collection
just
of books.
semantics. That wasn't even.
No, it's
the
not
point.
semantics. So the Bible is not just one book, right?
All right, but it's summoned into one book, right?
Yeah.
It's summoned into one book.
Yeah, okay, go ahead. For your point, yeah, go on.
Great. If I stripped every knowledge, if I stripped the actual book from you,
Yes.
would you even know this entity exists without text?
Okay.
To some degree, using natural theology, you can get to the idea of monotheism, but you can't get to
I mean, there's
Now,
more.
monotheism can apply to Islam, Zoroastrianism. So
That's
now,
why- that's
now
why
we're
we-
all
that's
in
why
the
we
realm
need-
of what
That's
ifs,
why you
right?
need divine revelation.
Oh no,
There's-
that's imposition.
There's
now.
multiple
That's imposition.
studies done that even without the knowledge of other religions, that young babies will believe in a monotheistic God.
Oh,
Right?
that study, yeah.
Yeah,
Not all though.
Yeah,
Not all.
most will, right? Most will develop
okay,
an
so-
idea of a monotheistic God, right?
see when people say most, that doesn't mean nothing.
Our scripture also talks about what happens to people who can't access the information of Christianity. They will be judged fair. Our God is not going to be giving anyone
Every religion says that.
Yeah, every
It's
religion
It's
says
such a cheap exit.
No, it's not a cheap
my
exit.
book is not going to. If my book is not powerful enough to have access to the entire globe, but for those who don't have access to it, they're going to get into heaven. Every religion does that.
Our God is just all
Every religion
merciful,
does.
right? All merciful, and He's not going to give us a
Which God?
crap God. Our God of the
Oh, your
Bible,
one,
the
your
Bible,
one, yeah.
the God of Abraham, right? He's not going to
God
give
of
us a
Abraham.
crap deal anytime soon, right? If we don't have access to the information of Christianity, we are going to be judged fairly, right? So how is that a
contradiction?
contradiction?
Islam say the same thing.
Okay, Islam says a lot of
Zoroastrianism says the
things,
same thing. All monotheistic religions say the same
Okay,
thing.
they say the same-
and and that just already tells me it's subjectivity because
it's not.
hold on, of course it is.
Okay.
If I believe in something and you believe in something, is that not subjectivity? That's evidence right there. That's subjectivity.
No,
Because
but
we, for some reason, we're not
I
believing.
have objective evidence from my religion. Like the eyewitness testimonies who saw Jesus die
Yeah.
on the cross and revive 3 days after.
Again, okay, let me ask you this question. If that phenomenon never happened, does Christianity just all fall to the ground?
No, because we also have the Old Testament that was predated before Jesus, right?
No, what I'm saying to you is, you're saying that Jesus bared sin for man, yes?
Yes.
So now, if he didn't raise up after 3 days, what does that mean? Christianity is just all a lie.
Okay,
If that didn't happen,
No, it wouldn't make Christianity a lie. It would just be missing a whole point of the story of Jesus Christ.
that's a very important point.
Okay,
That's
but
like-
it did
that's
happen.
literally the crux of your religion.
It did happen though, right?
You don't know
it did
that.
happen.
No, you believe it
No,
happened.
but according to my it did
that's-
happen.
this is
You're
the
asking me a
arrogance of
dumb
man.
question. It's not arrogant.
Hold on. Do you believe it happened or you know it happened? That's a big difference.
I believe it happened and I know it happened. Both.
Do you know how the standards of
No,
evidence?
hold on. Let me address what you just said,
Yeah.
right? If you know something,
Yeah.
you don't, that already is the evidence of the absence of belief. If you know something.
Yeah.
So for example, you know you enter this world via mother and father, you know it.
Yeah.
So there's no room for belief, is there? You don't need to know. You don't need a
How
belief.
does he know that?
Huh?
How does he know that?
What do you mean?
How does he know?
That.
Etymology is my
How does he
game.
know that?
Oh,
Experience
come
is
on.
experience.
No, okay, I like that.
How do you know-
But he knows that he has a mother and father, yes?
How does he know that?
How do I know
No,
that?
you know that you have a mother
How
and a
does he
father.
know that?
Through cause and effect.
Pardon?
Through cause
By
and
belief.
No,
effect.
he doesn't. He went to school. And when he was in school in year 7, they taught him about people having sex, and then he assumed that that's probably what my parents did for me to come into effect.
So-
the evidence he has is the science towards how humans are created.
No, he was
right?
like a-
However, does he know for sure that his parents are his parents? He doesn't. He looks at the evidence
No,
around
I'm
him
not saying
and
that.
conclusion that his parents are his parents.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. That's not my argument.
What are you saying?
For example,
let me
hold on, wait.
let me
I'm
phrase
gonna
it
address
like
that one
this.
real quick.
Let me phrase it like this before you answer. So, let's say we take a baby and we throw him away from his parents and knowledge of that most scientific knowledge, right?
I know where you're going.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask it.
Yeah. So, let's rephrase the question you asked me. How would that baby know that he came from a mother and father?
We know. That baby,
How would that baby? How would that baby know
no,
though?
you're giving
You
a
asked me the
baby-
same question. You said if we strip Christianity and the Bible, how would we be judged and things like that, right? You asked me that question. Now let's put the same question onto you. If I took my mother and father away and all the scientific knowledge of humanity,
Why are you doing that? Why are you taking everything?
because it's the same thing, right?
Okay, so now we're just saying
How do we know? Yeah,
But
you just
it's
did
the same
That's
thing
not-
that you're throwing to us.
You're
So
giving
take it back.
me a world we don't even live in. You're giving me.
You gave me a word you didn't give
You're
in. We
trying
have
to take the Bible away.
Yeah.
Well, we don't live in.
Exactly. We live in a world of the Bible.
No, you don't. That's a lie. That's a lie.
The Bible
No,
is
you don't.
the
No,
Bible is the most well-selling book in the world.
Stolen book as well.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't live in the world of talking serpents. You don't live in the world of burning, talking burning fires.
What is it?
You don't live in a world of men resurrecting after 3 days. You don't live in that
That
world.
wasn't the question. We live in a world where the Bible
The book.
exists, and you're saying if we got rid of it, what would happen? And I'm saying that
No,
world
no,
doesn't
that's not
exist.
what I'm saying.
Okay,
That's what I'm
carry
saying.
on, go on.
Hold on, wait. Before I want to go back to the
saying
baby.
things
I want to
never
go back to the baby analogy,
go.
because that was a good conversation. You're saying, please give me that analogy again.
So if we took a baby away from a mother and father,
Sorry.
and then we took all scientific information away, how would they know that they come from a mother and father?
Hold on. Now, my answer to this is this: that baby doesn't have any intellect, does it?
No.
It's
So if it grew up
Hold
with-
on. I'm gonna land. That baby doesn't have any intellect, does it?
What's intellect? What do you
Any
mean by
form
intellect?
of information, apart from breathing. It doesn't really have. Yeah, we know this.
Yeah.
Okay. From the external view, we know that baby, through cause and effect, can.
Forget the external view. What does the baby think?
Yeah.
I just told you we don't have an intellect. You're reading me.
No. What does the baby think? What does the baby think? Forget external view.
Okay, you
What does
just want to know the baby thing.
What does the baby?
The baby just thinks about living. The baby just existing. That's the most purest form of life. The baby, I don't know. What were you thinking of your baby at 6 months old? Did you have any thoughts?
So if you
Well,
grew
you said something about him knowing.
No, I didn't say
So
that.
what does it mean to know something?
To know something is concrete evidence, facts.
Concrete evidence, facts.
Facts.
So
Like-
how
like-
do you know
like-
that your parents are your parents?
Exactly. I don't
What
know
is
my
the-
parents are my parents,
You
but
don't know. But
you
I
need
know
someone
I
to tell
have
you.
a parent.
But you need someone to tell you
because of
and
cause
how
and
it
effect.
works. Because if someone didn't explain to you how embryology works, how you came to be,
Yeah.
you wouldn't know.
Okay,
Same thing
great.
with Christianity, and that is your problem
No,
with Christianity.
it's not with
Yes,
Christianity.
yes,
Stop
it is.
saying that.
Because you don't like the fact that all our information is compiled into a compilation of books. You didn't
Like
like
other
that.
religions.
Yeah, like other. You said you didn't
Yeah,
like
like
that.
other religions,
You said
yeah.
you didn't like that. But it's the
No,
same thing.
That's fine for me.
Well, then why did you bring it up then? You said your limited God has been limited to a story of books, right? That's what you said.
Yeah, like every book, yeah.
Okay, same with every single information known to man. It's just compiled into a computer, a book,
Right.
right? Things like that.
Right. So now that
What is your problem?
Hold on. Have we proven these belief systems, or is it just so far existing as a belief system?
So
Have you proven that it's a fact that Jesus is our God, or do we believe in it? Because remember, Christians say your faith has to be rewarded.
Well, we have proof in it, yes.
No, it hasn't been proven though. Is it a fact?
We have proven through the eyewitness testimony of people.
What fact is and what proof is before you start saying something.
Well, first of all,
That's why I gave the answer. That's why I gave the.
well, first of all, as Christians, we are told to believe the book of nature, which is now known as science, right? So we're told to believe in science, and no
We don't
science.
have to believe in science.
No, we have to.
No, science is an inquiry of nature. When we do our homework, we understand why it's raining, we understand why it's summer, but we don't understand this entity.
As Christians, we're told to believe in that. Yes.
You can't apply.
God's existence.
Say again?
Science is an explanation of God's existence.
Yes.
And God's creation.
No, it's not. Because you can't use science to explain a miracle. It's beyond us. Science and finding out what.
Well, actually,
hold on, I was landing there and he was nodding. Because you understand what I was saying. You can't use science to explain something that is limitless. It doesn't work. You don't have the mental.
Well, we can use the absence of the information how it came to be. That's
Yeah, but then that creates theories. That just creates theories now, isn't it?
Well, science is just an amalgamation of theories. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. So that's
you
where we
also
get to the
believe in
conversation
science,
right
just
now.
like we believe in.
I don't have to believe in science.
You don't have to.
So you don't have to believe in proven facts then.
If something is proven,
Yes.
it already denotes the absence of belief. You don't need to believe in it. That's why I gave you the mother and father. If it's proven, why do you need to believe it? It's done. The homework is
The
done.
mother and father's not been proven yet, man.
Oh my God!
Do you believe in the plan is March?
Because took us
Real
Go
talk.
on.
You weren't there when your parents were having sex.
Right.
You weren't there when you were
I
born.
wish I wasn't there for that.
You weren't there when you were born. You weren't there when you came out of the womb. You have no. What's your furthest memory that you can remember?
Christmas 2006, I guess.
do you worship?
How old were you?
I can't remember.
Why do
I
you
was just
worship
mad
a
young.
holiday
Yeah,
that you
but
don't even believe in?
But what I'm saying,
But how do you know that those two are actually your parents?
great. I don't know it. I answered that. I don't know it.
All right,
But
so-
I do. Do you know what I do though?
What do you do?
I do know that I have a parent. Two.
Based on what?
Based on what?
Cause and effects.
No, based on
no,
sex
no, of
and
course.
me.
No, because it's
still the homework is done.
Those ones that are looking after you are your parents.
I know, that's not important to me.
Wait,
That's
wait,
not
no,
important.
no,
What
you
is
just said
important
cause
is
and
I
effect,
have
right?
a parent. How's it not registering to
It
you
doesn't
guys?
like doesn't really follow through that like 6-year-old would believe without any scientific information or without their mother and father that they came through the act of sex. Would a 6-year-old come to that conclusion at all? Would a 6-year-old come to that
Oh,
conclusion?
I've seen that homework being done. I've seen that homework being done. Yes, they can come to the conclusion that there may be an entity out there.
Or same thing with how a child can come to the conclusion of God.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I
Yeah.
agree. That homework's been done, but has that homework been done for all children? It hasn't, has it?
No.
It's only a select.
That's
few.
not how study works,
So
though.
again, you're using the majority argument. Again, for example, the majority of the Germans thought, the majority of the British thought it was okay to enslave. The majority of Germans thought it was okay to burn the Jews. The majority doesn't always equal
Until Christians came around and abolished slavery.
the same Christian that came to Africa to colonize and enslave. Those ones.
Oh, Christian, you're saying
Those
that-
ones, right?
You're saying that we are all a monolith. Christians have their own disagreements, right? But
Right.
it was through Christians that first abolished slavery. I mean, British Empire was one of the biggest empires to first
Right.
abolish slavery. I mean, there's not denying that fact.
And exactly. So you know, like I know, right?
Yeah.
So for me, my stance is this: if that Jesus guy is real, he's
Yes.
going to have to understand why I have not sided with him on this.
So what has
I mean,
Jesus?
that's
So
a-
we're
go
going to
on,
bring this
go on.
back to colonialism. So what has Jesus done?
I'm not talking about that.
That was your first
As a
contention.
whole- as a whole
That was your first contention,
enslavement.
though.
No, my first one was
Even when you say enslavement, like the British Empire didn't come and conquer Nigeria.
No, they did.
No, they didn't.
They did.
No, it didn't.
What?
Think about it. All the slave trading places were all coastal. No one invaded because there was already a slave market there. When they went there, they traded. It was called the slave trade. You understand?
Yep.
If you go there and you conquer the people, that's different. That's
No, they did. That's what I'm saying.
They did
What
not conquer.
What language?
They did not conquer. They traded, and when they traded, they gave the inhabitants weapons, who then fought other tribes. When they fought other tribes, they then took those tribes and they took those people to the coastal lands. When they took them to the coastal area, that's when they set up the encampment. That's when they started trading.
I'm gonna debunk that right now. Okay, I'm gonna address that right now. I'm gonna give you some examples too. If Senegal are speaking French, they speak French, right? What's the evidence of that? Why are they speaking French?
Go on, you tell me.
No. Stop the nonsense.
No.
Why are they
I
speaking
don't know.
French?
I don't know. Probably because
Because I know you know. I'm telling you.
No, I'm just
I
giving,
see it in your eyes.
No,
you know
I'm
the
giving an
reason.
idea. No, honestly, I'm saying probably because I don't know. They may have taken some Senegalese people to educate them. They've come back. They're trying to. That's what I'm saying. Tell me.
Let me give you another one. When you go to Angola, why are they speaking Portuguese?
Same thing, same reason. If for them to trade, they would have to be able to speak the languages.
In Ghana, why are they speaking English?
Same thing. For them to trade, they'll have to speak the languages.
So is that your answer?
Yeah, tell me. I'm honestly, I'm not gonna.
When you go to these countries, and they're speaking these languages, it's evidence that there are another people that have been there and taken over. Because when you come to Europe,
so you're saying that there was a full-scale invasion of Africa? Is that what you're saying?
Of course. Have you not heard of the Berlin Council? You never heard of that?
That?
These are European countries who literally sat down in Berlin and said, listen, Germany, you're going to take over Namibia. The Dutch, you go to South Africa. And the British felt like they deserve Africa. That's why you see the Afrikaans come from the Dutch language. When you go to the Portuguese wanted Mozambique, the Spanish wanted Equatorial Guinea. I know all of this stuff.
I don't know why we're arguing about this.
This is also evidence of invasion. Now I'm going to apply it to Abrahamic religion.
So when you say when you say it's evidence of invasion,
yes.
Are you talking about? You're talking about there was a full-scale war in which
not war.
So what do you mean by invasion?
Invasion. Me going into your home, redecorating, you redecorate it, making you talk in my language. That's invasion.
Actually, can we just bring this back to the Abrahamic faiths instead of arguing about that?
I'm going to bring it back there.
Bring it back.
So when I address that these people are also speaking European languages, evidence of their colonial entities that were once there. That I can also apply that to Abrahamic religion.
Okay, so who were the first?
Because they were doing things before that.
Okay, according to the Old Testament.
Do you understand where I'm landing with that?
Can I just talk to you? Can I just go with him?
So let him go.
Okay, so who were the first followers of the
I apologize, man.
Okay, so the first, the God of Abraham, who were the first followers of that? They were slaves, right?
That isn't. Huh?
They were slaves.
What slaves?
The Jews were slaves.
That's not me.
Yeah, I know, but you're going to talk about enslavement linked to Abrahamic slaves. Abrahamic faith released those slaves, right?
That's great.
Yeah,
it's great for me.
Okay.
But they went after that. They went back, and your newfound people who read this have gone to do the same things.
Okay, I'm assuming you're talking about the Amalekites.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about English, Portuguese, all.
But there's nowhere in our scripture. There's nowhere. I can't remember anywhere in our scripture it says that the British Empire.
Again, that's the start of our conversation. And you know I agree with you. Yeah. It doesn't say to do none of these things. I understand that.
So that is just
same as Islam. Don't say, but it
does say in Islam. Yeah, it does.
What do you mean?
It does say in Islam they'll take people captives. And you see in Surah 4:24, it talks about the captives of women and stuff like that. But
prisoners of war and all that kind of. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay, that doesn't mean nothing to me. They've still done it. They have over 13 centuries.
So will you admit that Christianity is a morally superior religion compared to every other faith?
You're all the cousins. You're all the same.
No.
You've all done. There's no. Listen. No. If you come to me, in the name of something righteous, to commit more wickedness, that book is dead from day one to me. Dead from day one. It has nothing in it for me. Nothing. If that book can't inspire you.
Okay, so
Wait, hold on. Let me line with this one. If that book can't inspire you to do righteousness, if it don't have no power in it.
Wilberforce, who stopped the slave trade?
Who stopped the slave trade?
Wilberforce.
In Dirty Church.
How long did that take?
I mean, enslavement. Enslavement. You're talking about.
But it's still the proof that you want. He was a Christian.
I don't give. Okay, go on.
And then the said righteousness that you're looking for, what he got from the Bible, he then used that, and then he was the one that was one of the forefronts in stopping the slave trade.
I mean, we're also forgetting.
Okay.
We're also forgetting.
Is that valid? Does that count? Does that mean something to you?
No, because you would say that. Who's more powerful, Jesus or that guy that you just mentioned?
I would say that Jesus. What's that got to do with it? Jesus is more powerful. But that's that guy that's following. He's following Jesus.
For me, I'm not adhering to that one man. My thing is this: I'm trying to find the entity.
He's following Jesus.
He's following Jesus, right? Why didn't Jesus stop it if he's more powerful than him? But this Willoughby guy.
Because Jesus and God gave us free will. Yeah, free will, right? Free will. And what'd be the point of free will if God would just come down in His creation and take away things He didn't like, right? We have punishments for that after we die. The punishment for taking slaves is eternity in hell, right?
Really?
Yes.
So, hold on. Okay. So, if let's say, for example, you got King Leopold, yeah?
Yeah.
Killed over. He was a Christian like you. That's your Christian brother, by the way.
Yeah.
He killed over 8 million people in the Congo.
Yeah.
Yeah. For coltan. What we use on our phones, microphones, everything. let's say you repented in his last days.
If their repentance was genuine, right?
No.
And he genuinely felt remorse
Okay, fine, yeah.
for the actions he does.
Yeah.
But then again, it's not up for me to
So,
prescribe the.
land with that one, land with that
It's
one.
not up to me to prescribe the judgment of God, right? I can only make assumptions here, right? If he genuinely repented and had remorse for his actions, then yes, by the glory of God, he could spend eternity.
However, for where he is, we can say that we do not know. We do
Yeah,
not
of
know.
course,
But
yeah,
we
right,
can
yeah.
say what we do know, which is
Yeah.
what he explained to you.
Yeah, that's
That
fine.
If someone repents wholeheartedly,
Okay, so
then yes,
can I
there's
just-
possibility for God to
For-
admit
wow.
them into heaven.
Okay,
However,
basically,
we will say, from what we know, we don't know.
Yeah,
And for what
that's
we
fair.
do know, we will not follow and do those things.
But can
that's fair,
I
that's fair.
ask you? So you believe in like black magic and worshiping your ancestors?
I don't believe in black magic.
Oh, that's what you
I am a proud African. I practice the ones, the practices you call black magic. I do that stuff.
What would you say your religion is?
Black
then?
magic was a way to just denounce what we were doing so that we can take on your
Okay, fair
religions.
enough. Okay,
That
my,
was
my apologies. So, what is the foundation for your
See how
belief?
easy that came out of you? It's just easy.
No, but
Black
I
magic.
just heard what you repeat. So, what would what is the what was
First, to be fair.
yeah? So,
No,
what is
but
the,
that's why. I prove my
first of
point.
all, I
Prove
do
my
believe.
point.
So, what is the foundation for your belief then?
Foundation of belief is working with what we know, so we don't play the guessing game by.
We don't play the guessing game.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
We have.
You don't know.
You found out that you guessed that your parents are your parents, man.
No, I know
So-
that my parents.
so-
I
Based
know
on
that the
what?
parents.
Based on
What
what?
was in effect? Sex? No. Yeah,
Well, like I said, you never saw them do that.
yes, but I know from the homework we've done on Earth today, we know that the way you got here is from cause and effects. We call that sex.
So,
effect
how
you.
is it cause
So
and
I know.
How
I
is
have
it
the
cause and
parents.
effect to worship your ancestors? Explain that. Run that for me.
Again. We don't do it on the basis of objectivity. We don't do it on.
Oh, so you just do it because you really feel like doing it then?
Yeah, that's it.
So you just do it for fun. So you just do it for fun.
We
then?
do it. We do it because it's our tradition to do it. And we do it because it's our tradition
Yeah,
to
but tradition
follow
doesn't mean
those
truth.
who have lived a life you've not seen.
Tradition isn't truth though.
How do you know that tradition?
Tradition.
Again, that's why we believe it's so.
Like the Queen's coronation, that is tradition. Doesn't mean that.
You're
How
not
do you know that
listening.
tradition is correct?
Yeah.
We're not telling you again. That's the beauty of
No,
African
I'm
spirit.
asking for you. How
Yes,
do
for
you
me,
know
for
the
me, for
tradition
me.
is
Because all you're saying is,
I
I feel like doing it like.
We don't come from the position of arrogancy.
So you don't
We're
believe
not
it's true
telling
then?
you we're right. We're
I'm
not telling you we're
asking
right.
for you.
Okay.
Why are you deciding to follow this tradition? Why
Because
are you,
it-
Frank, deciding to follow this
Because
tradition?
it is of me. I feel free in it, and I feel like it works for me. That's
So
it.
basically, you're just a Satanist because that's what Satanists say.
You see what
That
you
is,
see? You see that? You see
No,
that?
it is though.
You see, no, you
That
see,
is the
you see
tenets
how
of.
automatic
That is the
you know
tenets of
that?
Satan.
That's some nonsense. You know
That
that's
is that is the
nonsense.
tenets
That was
of
a nonsense. That was a
Satan. That
nonsense.
is tenets of Satan.
And that's your limited capabilities.
if you read the-
If you don't follow what I'm doing, you must be a Satanism. That's
No,
what
that is the tenets. That is the 10
mentality
tenets of-
alone is why my people have suffered for hundreds of years under Abraham.
Not really. I mean, I don't believe I should enslave
I-
you because of your false religion.
But that's what's
like, that
happened
doesn't
though,
mean
isn't
it's
it?
But a question for
That's
you.
what's happened though, isn't it?
No,
A
not
question
really.
for you. A question for you though.
But nonsense.
Okay, that same people in Africa, if they enslaved each other, what happens then? Is that a problem?
Has that happened?
Yes.
What's happened?
Yeah. The Homie tribe. The Homie tribe.
And that was the result of what? Because I know.
The Homie tribe was before any British person came to this place. The Homie tribe was way before that.
I do-
Sacrificing all sorts of people for their gods.
For me, I'm one
So
of
what-
truth.
so-
No, I'm
so
going to
what's
agree
your
with you right
problem
now.
with them?
I'm going to agree with you right
Okay.
now. I'm one of truth. I do agree that there were tribes capturing other tribes. All this tribal.
Why are you not
warfare.
angry with them?
Of course, I'm angry with that. That. You think that makes me happy? That don't make me happy.
Okay.
That don't make me happy. But that's not my culture. That's
Okay,
genuinely not my.
okay, so
You've
my-
highlighted something that was truth, but that doesn't apply
Okay,
to
my
me.
question to you is.
So what does apply to you? I thought they're African just like you are African, and they were enslaving and killing
Again,
each other.
that's why I brought up the Ethiopian. Ethiopia doesn't mean Africa. It's just one part.
Oh, so they're
That's
not
it.
true Africans. There's
They
a-
are African.
So
It
then,
doesn't.
but it's-
But they don't
so
represent all of
But
Africa.
it's
You
evidence.
understand what I'm
But
saying?
it's evidence that the first
Just
Christian,
like my
the
thing.
first
You
Christians.
don't. You know how much African spiritual practice there are? There's thousands. My one just doesn't represent all of Africa. So whatever you highlight to me, yeah, that might be true. But
Okay, so let's bring that back to Christianity.
I'm not doing that.
So you are aware of the enslavement Bible that the Americans handed out to their slaves, right?
Say that again. Sorry.
The enslavement Bible that I can't remember the exact name. The Bible that the Americans handed out to their slaves, right? You are
Oh
aware?
yeah, Birth of a Nation. Yeah. Nat Turner. And that.
So,
yeah.
are you aware that it's missing multiple sections from the Old Testament talking about how, talking about
I
how
am
to
a
treat
proud African.
indentured servitude, which is basically
the
prison,
ones,
being a prisoner.
the
Are you aware
practices
that
you
they
call
did
black
that?
magic, I do that.
How to
stuff.
treat prisoners, right?
How to treat prisoners.
Yeah.
Like, for me, this doesn't even apply to me. It's
No,
you're
but I'm
you're
trying
telling
to-
me. You're
I'm
telling
trying
me.
to show the minute-
You're giving me an Old alternate version of your perfect book. That's your book. It's not. That book doesn't apply to me. I already know how to treat people.
It's like
Why do I need
nothing
your
applies
book?
to you.
Huh?
It's like nothing applies to you.
Because you,
No, my
you
thing
believe
applies
in
to
it.
me,
You
not
believe,
your thing.
your religion, you just said to me, you believe in it because you really feel like it and it gives you the freedom to do what you want and it doesn't encroach on other people's belief. What
Right.
type of religion doesn't try to preach onto other people? Because if you think a God that is true, they'd want to get other people to worship it, no? How does that not follow through?
You have a religion
Yes.
that is heavily relied on belief.
Same
Right?
with you.
Exactly.
No, but we have
No, he's the same with you.
No, but we have evidence, though.
Oh, no, you don't.
So
All
what
you,
do
you-
so
that-
what
that's
does
all your
evidence do you? We have more evidence than you.
Again, our thing is this. We only work with what we know. So
what
we
do you
worship
know?
nature, which is in existence.
Okay.
We worship our ancestors, which were in existence. Those are the things we give thanks to.
We worship
That's it.
Jesus, who is in existence.
No, but okay, that's fine. I'm going to give you this. This Jesus person existed.
Yeah.
The sole crux of your religion is that he rose from the dead.
Not mainly, but yes.
No, it is.
No,
it
it's
is.
not.
No, it is. It is.
It's not.
Because
He miracles.
it's
No,
proof.
no,
No,
it's that.
it's proof that
He
he's the
came-
living God. No.
No, yeah, that too.
Exactly.
He came
So,
to be God. He
oh,
did miracles.
stop this,
yeah?
man.
No.
You know that after 3 days, that was one of the most important crux of your
Yes.
religion.
Yes.
Because
That
it proved that
Yeah.
he is
That was
your
the
God,
turning point
and it
for
proved
many.
that everything else. He told the truth.
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yeah, sure.
If that happened, that means everything he said was true. If that never happened, your whole book is like glass. Done.
Not
It's
necessarily,
done.
because we also had the miracles that Jesus did in front of all his followers.
No, but then all of that documentary would have been lies too. The main point
we
of
get
your
your-
religion.
go on,
The
we
main,
get your point.
okay, look, hold on. The main point of your religion is this.
Yes.
This man rose up from 3 days, proving that everything else was to be
God,
true.
God, yes.
Now, you have to believe that phenomenon happened. If that never happened, everything falls together. So that's why I'm giving you that. As to say, you have a belief system, and yet and still, you still have the arrogance to proselytize as if that's the truth when you don't know that happened.
I know
You
it's
I
believe
didn't
it
see
happened.
Alexander conquer the known world at the time. But I
Fine,
believe
but
it
that's
happened
not-
because
that's-
people eyewitnesses
again,
wrote
but
about it. You know?
again, I can break that down. Alex, even if that's true or not, you're using this individual as the crux of humankind.
Okay, can I just talk to you?
Alexander isn't any
Okay,
standard.
okay, let me just talk to you a question. Do you believe Jesus, Jesus as a man existed? Let's go with that.
I'll give you that. If this man is just fine, no problem.
Okay, so why do Islam believe in him and Christianity believe in him? Why do the two of the biggest faiths believe in Jesus? I mean, I don't agree with the Islamic description of Jesus, but why?
The only
do they believe
reason
in
why
him?
they're two of the biggest faiths is because you acted in unison in colonizing
No,
the world.
that's not my question.
That's the only
So
reason
why
why.
does someone
When you say
believe
biggest,
that?
no, but when people say biggest faith, as if that's something to be happy for, the reason why that is the biggest faith is because these people who represent these religions have gone around causing havoc.
I just think that
And these Allah, Jesus, and that he,
I just think-
Yahweh guy just watched it all happen.
So one of the
biggest.
key reasons why I reverted to Christianity is because I saw how many people got martyred for their faith. The early Christians, it was illegal to practice Christianity, and they died for their own faith. People were getting crucified upside down because they didn't feel that they were worthy, dying like the way Jesus died. I don't believe that people would die like that if they believe it was false or they were just believing it for no reason. That's
No
all.
one dies for a lie, man.
Yeah, no one dies for a
I was
lie.
gonna
That's
say,
fine. People die for all kinds of doctrines every day. Every day. And people do a madness in churches and blow up everyone. People do it all
People
the
die for lies, but they don't die for things they know to be a lie. You can lie to me and I'll believe you and then I'll die, but I won't know you're lying and then die for it. That's
No,
the difference.
it's something, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But then you don't know what you're dying for is the truth. So if you're dying for Christianity, it to you is true.
What about Judas then?
You don't know this stuff is true.
Disciples.
But Judas.
Disciples that knew Jesus in person.
Oh,
They went on and died.
those are your disciples. They ain't my people.
Yeah,
That's your people.
But it's a historical fact that they did die. I'm not
Yeah, it's like just like my ancestors. Like everyone has died.
People die for things that are lies, but not that they know to be lies.
Okay,
If
yeah,
you
I
lie to
agree
me-
with that point.
Okay,
I
so
agree with
that's
that
the
point.
difference we're making.
No, but no. I'm understanding what you're saying.
No, but going with that logic, right?
They believe it to be true.
Yep.
They believe it to be true.
'Cause
They don't know
saw
it's
it.
true.
They saw it. They're just attesting to what they
So
saw.
what? So what? Sorry.
Saint Peter was a disciple of Jesus in the flesh, and then he died for that. To say that Jesus died and rose again, he died for that.
And he
he's
saw
not.
that.
He's not saying
No,
someone else told me and I believe it.
how do you know this though?
It's the
You-
historical
you-
fact. It's written down.
No, no,
It doesn't-
exactly. It's written
Even
down.
if
It's
saying that.
written
Even
down.
the
So
scholars agree.
could it be misinformed? Could it be misinformed if it's written down?
Well, that's like saying you don't trust anyone. So
No. Could it be
do you
misinformed?
do you not believe?
again?
Do you not
Because
believe?
you understand the question. I know you understand the question.
So generally,
If something is written down, yeah. Oh, sorry. If something is written down,
Yes.
Is there potential possibility for it to be misinformed?
Well, yeah, the Quran is wrong and it's written down. Yes. So
Why
I
you
agree.
jump? If you're secure in your own, why are you going to the Quran?
No, I'm just saying. There's an example of a document. It's written down, but it's not true. Is my point. I
Right,
agree
right,
with you.
okay,
I
cool.
agree.
But does that theory now apply? Don't think about the Quran. Does that theory now apply to yours? Don't be
It
arrogant
depends.
now.
It depends.
You see, now you're editing. You're editing now because it was easy for you to answer it, but now when it's your document, you want to now edit it. It was easy for you. Oh, sorry. It was easy for you to answer when in
No,
regard
not
to the
really.
Quran. It's
No,
easy.
not really, because I see scientific errors in the Quran. I don't see a single scientific error in the Bible. I don't see any contradictions in the Bible.
Science. You think science is going to help you prove your religion?
Yes.
How can science prove your religion?
Because if my Bible said something that contradicts the truth of science, then I'd know my Bible was false. But I haven't seen that.
Okay,
anywhere.
cool. Let me use a science argument then. Let's use a science.
Good, cool.
Can we use science to prove God?
So we
Can we use science to prove
we
God?
can use scientific theories to prove God. Yes.
Stop the
We
nonsense.
can use scientific
Can we-
theories to evidence.
Yeah.
God,
Can
not
you
prove.
use science to prove something that is limitless?
You tend to not be able to prove anything. I don't know.
Right, right.
Science
You
deals
can't-
with material world.
Yeah.
God is not material. We can deal
Exactly.
metaphysically with
Exactly.
reason and logic. Do you want to
That's
do
the
that?
answer. No,
do you
no,
want to
no,
do that?
Hold on. You said something very important.
No,
We
I
can
did.
only
I never
use
said.
science-
But you're misquoting what I said. I never said that science proves there's a God. I said that in my Bible there was a scientific contradiction, and I also said in the Quran there are scientific contradictions. Right?
We can't.
You're misquoting what I'm saying. I
go on,
never
go on,
said
go
that
on.
science could prove my God
Oh, okay, cool.
and
So you
my
agree with me?
Bible. I said that there was never a scientific contradiction. That's why I say so firmly that the Quran is false. You're misinterpreting what I'm saying now.
Why are we talking about Quran? I'm talking about your
No,
thing.
you mentioned it, so I'm talking about
Oh,
two
no,
whole
he
things.
mentioned
I
it.
used it as an
He-
example.
I used it as an
I was
example,
trying to
and you,
example
and you
your
said
point.
why
Yeah,
don't-
but why doesn't
and
that
you-
example now fulfill what you?
Because there isn't a
trying to
science.
say it and then you shouted over me. So you can give me a minute if you want.
Okay.
So we have good enough reason to believe that the authors of the Gospels were the people that they claim to be. We have
enough.
good enough reason.
Good enough, okay.
Yeah, for my
Not all
for
the
my-
way there, but good enough.
by my own lights, by my own standard of evidence, I would
Right.
believe so. Yes,
Right.
and that would be the difference for me. So if someone said I, with my own eyes, saw something, and I won't deny it,
Yeah.
even
To
on
the
threat
point of death.
Yeah.
then I give them credence. I
Right.
give them
That's
credence.
their truth, isn't it?
Yes, it
that's
is
their
their
truth.
truth. They may have hallucinated. They
They may have hallucinated.
May-
But then it has to be mass
Typically,
hallucination.
Mass hallucination doesn't
Right.
have to be
mass
massive.
Right,
That's
but
what
but,
it
but,
is.
but it's
12
that
people-
that okay,
Ah,
go on.
12
as in
people
big
don't
mass
claim to have
hallucination.
seen the same thing in that level of detail.
That's
as
fine.
a
That's
group.
12 people.
So
That's-
we would, absolutely.
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
would say for my standard of evidence, that qualifies. I
Okay.
would say, yeah, they've got some meat there. Yeah.
Horse.
Now, billions of people will say that Muhammad was a prophet, and I would say they believe it. They do believe that to be
Right.
true, but they weren't there. They weren't there. They weren't.
But like
they didn't
you
see
weren't
it,
there
they were
too.
Yeah, but I'm talking about
but
the
let's
eyewitness
so then let's
testimonies. We
verify.
believe the eyewitness testimonies in the Bible are
Right.
true.
Now I'm going to ask you this honest question.
Yes.
And try to be honest as possible, right?
I'm
I've got
always
a roll out
honest,
screen, you know.
Always.
All right. Could you be wrong about a belief?
Yes. Everyone can be wrong about every belief. We used to think the Earth was flat.
Right. So could you be wrong about Christianity? Could you
Yeah,
be
so
wrong?
far, I think my standard of evidence for Christianity being true much higher than the standard.
Great,
of
but there's a
Christianity.
possibility though. That's what I'm
Always
trying to do.
possibility.
for any
We could be a brain.
No, that's
dead-
great.
That's the
great.
point we are
But
lingering.
you
Sorry,
have
can
people
you-
saying no,
can
it's
we-
fact.
That's
Wait,
One of
you
the
agree with me?
problems.
That's
One of the
What he
problems.
just said.
That's
That
unfair.
there's a possibility for it to be wrong.
Yeah.
Yes.
A very slim
That's
one. but
Very
yeah.
slim, very.
I could,
Oh,
we could
slim,
be,
that's
we
fine,
could
that's
be in the
fine.
Sorry.
Matrix. We could be in the Matrix.
Yeah.
You don't know.
The possibility that something could be wrong doesn't hinder the possibility that could be right. And also you have to acknowledge that we need to define what is empirical evidence because
Exactly.
such a thing doesn't exist. Look,
Right.
many people don't believe in the picture from NASA or whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
when they say that
This is
the
the Earth.
Earth
Yeah.
is spheric. So many people doubt it. So everyone is doubting any kind of what they call empirical evidence. So we don't base our lives on empirical evidence, but on
all have
sustainable
You all have
and
that faith.
reasonable
Yeah, faith.
evidence.
You exercise different levels of faith for different
There's
things.
a
Right.
possibility
I
when you go
agree.
home, your house is burnt down. But does that mean it's
There's a
And
wrong?
possibility that a fire is going on right
from
now.
my
man.
view,
That's
you are
why-
demanding us to prove our faith from empirical
You're telling me
evidence.
that if I don't believe in your book, I'm going to hell for
Doesn't
eternity. I
matter.
need this.
Doesn't matter. If I want to deny that you are a human being, I can deny it. So I can invent my whatever I want to deny.
Yeah.
So we take for granted certain things that lead to truth, even if they don't do it directly.
Great. So then that's what I'm saying. So we all just have a realm
Then
of
you are proving what
subjectivity.
he's
That's it.
telling you, for example.
What do you mean?
because he's telling you that
Yeah.
he has enough evidence that
No,
even though it's not
according to him.
empirical, no.
But the thing is, he's
Okay, then
standard of what
tell
I
me,
need to adhere
what
to.
would be the rules for a game to play on logic
Yeah.
and on reason? What would be for
Again.
you? What would it take to say
would it take?
something that sounds
Reveal
reasonable?
yourself right now.
Sorry?
That would have taken. Yeah, exactly.
Hold on.
Prove it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Hold on. Did you call your ancestors to reveal themselves right now?
No, I know my
No,
ancestors
no.
Sorry.
Did you tell your ancestors
You
to
don't have
reveal
empirical
themselves
evidence
right
for
now?
your
Where is
parents.
your
You
empirical
trust
evidence
your
for your
parents
belief?
are
Show it
your
to us again.
parents.
That's an easy one. That's an easy one. I know my ancestors exist because I am
Based on
here.
what?
I am my ancestors.
You don't know they are your ancestors. You know you come from someone.
Exactly.
You don't know
So
who.
I know who.
You
I
don't know who.
No, I don't
You
know
have
who.
faith in some people.
Are my mother and my father not my ancestors?
You don't know that for
You
sure.
don't know empirically.
Like I said,
I
you
don't-
did not
I got-
actually see them with your eyes
I-
have sex. You did not see
thank you.
your mum going
Are
to
you
the
saying?
labor room.
You did not. Fine, but I know
You wanna
I
hold
have
it?
a parent,
No,
though.
you can hold it.
I
I'm
have
leaving.
parents.
Put it on
Have
you. Put it
someone
on
who
you.
looks after you. Do you know
Right.
that this person is that you are begotten
Okay,
of
let's
them?
okay. Let's
You
say
don't
let's
know
say I'm
that for
unsure.
sure.
Let's say I'm unsure.
No,
Let's say
I'm not saying that.
Hold on,
Listen, let me
okay,
finish.
go on.
What I'm trying to say is,
Yeah.
you have an idea of something,
Yeah.
and what you have is you have a bunch of evidences, right? And because you've got that bunch of evidences, you can have faith in this evidence that points towards this. So you have faith in this evidence.
No,
that
I don't
these-
have faith in that. I know it for a fact. I know I have a parent.
You are.
That's a fact.
Can I ask you a really
I have to
important
prove
question?
that I have a
You
parent.
said you know for a fact. That means it's 100% certain.
It's 100% certain.
You have to prove
okay.
that.
Hold on. Are you telling me that I have to prove that I came from a woman?
Huh? You have to prove 100% certainty. You're making
What
up.
is
What do you mean delusional now? Now
no,
we're
we're not.
Because
No,
when,
we're not.
when
No,
you're
we're not.
sa-
We're
when
not.
you're saying something that, why do you think they always say 99%? They say 98%. You can't prove something for 100%. You're saying that it's 100%
okay,
true
great,
that you
no
came
problem.
from these people.
Show me,
You have to prove that.
Show me an alternative for me being in this existence right
No,
now.
that has to
Outside of a
go.
woman.
I agree with you.
Thank you.
You don't need,
So what does it make
you don't need to prove that you came from a woman.
It's done, innit?
But
We've done
you
the
know,
homework.
do you know that your parents are your parents?
No, again, I agreed. I don't know my parents are my
Exactly.
parents. I know I have parents.
But it's true.
That's
they are
true.
true.
That's true. So
And
that-
you don't
that homework
question
is
them.
done.
You
That
don't
homework is
question
done.
them.
That's don't you understand that you've exercised some faith there? It may be small, but you
No,
have exercised some
I-
faith there. You
but I-
have.
but-
Because like I said, you never saw your parents have sex, did you?
I have a
You know
knowing.
that. You know that other.
I have a knowing that I
Of
have
what?
a parent. So that homework is done.
But you don't know if that person, you don't
Fine.
know if that person is your
Now,
parent.
exactly. I agree with that. So now I'm telling you,
So
I've
you're
accepted them.
exercising some faith. You're exercising some faith that these parents are
Do you not,
actually.
Great,
do you not
great,
like
but
the
I
word
still have a
faith?
parent,
Do you not
though.
like the
But the
word
point
faith
is-
there? It's faith getting you.
You have to believe in something that you don't have
No, but
a
the
knowing
point-
in.
no, the
believe
point
that
is
your
you are.
parents are your biological parents.
Okay,
believe
this is what I believed in, right? Just like my African spiritualism, I choose to believe in that. Just like my parents today, my mother's name is Charity, my father's name is Kingston, right? I've chosen to believe that those are my parents, but I know that I have a parent to be standing before you right now.
Can you define knowledge?
Facts.
What does it mean to know?
Facts.
How do you know?
Let's keep it
something?
simple.
This
Facts.
is called epistemology. How do you know something?
By facts, proven facts.
How do you prove a fact?
So, for example,
Because
cause
it
and
will be
effects.
beyond complete doubt.
Because there's no other alternative to enter this world without cause and effects.
Yes.
So that's fact. I
point
like to
is
simplify it because it's not
it's
complicated.
a gradation of evidence.
Simplify it. Simplify it.
Okay,
Let's keep it simple.
Some things you can prove much stronger than other things. Like I can prove that you're stood in front of me, but I can't actually prove that any of the world is real. If you see what I mean.
Right.
I can't prove that there are.
Wait, say that again, say that again.
I can't prove that the world is real because your eyes might be lying to you, right? That's a common understanding. I might be a brain in a jar, and this is all fake, or the Matrix or something. But within where I am right now, I would say I can prove that you're in front of me because you're right there. But I have to take some things with a certain level of evidence. So I could say the Earth goes around the sun. I don't know that for certain because I'm not a scientist.
Yeah.
But I would say enough people have said it, and they seem clever, so I agree. Those aren't categorically different. Saying that you have a parent isn't categorically different from saying the Earth goes around the sun. You can, very obviously, that they're not different categories of facts.
No, different categories of fact. Yeah, that's fine. Because I'm not.
I'm saying that
Oh, okay.
they're the
okay,
same.
sorry,
You just want different levels of proof. So I would say we landed on the moon, and someone else would say that we didn't. Because my standard of evidence says yes, we did. I've seen enough. I wasn't there to see it, but I have enough evidence to believe it.
That's fine.
The astronauts can say the moon exists and we landed on it because they did it. They have They have more evidence than I do. But it just depends how much proof you want.
Yeah, that's fine. And you have every right for that, right?
Like, I can't prove that the next step I take, that the floor won't go cave in. That won't cave in. I don't need evidence. I don't go like that, walking around tapping the floor.
But because you've been
It's just
stepping so many
standard
times.
evidence.
Yeah.
So you would say I have parents, and that you reasonably come to that conclusion because on the body of evidence you would say that qualifies for proof.
Yeah.
I would say historical evidence says Jesus Christ, the man, existed, and everyone else basically says Jesus did exist, the person, and he was crucified. It's attested in secular documents. And then my standard of evidence would say he was also God. And your standard of evidence says that doesn't qualify. I don't believe that there's enough evidence, so I'm not going to believe it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I have every right to make that decision.
Yes.
Because
you
you're
do,
talking.
you do.
Hold on.
You do.
If this person existed, no problem.
Yes.
But this person that you're talking about possessed powers
Yep.
that are, you cannot explain it. You can't explain someone raising from the dead, healing sicknesses by just touching the rag.
You can't explain
you can't
gravity.
explain
You can't
these
explain
things.
gravity.
So,
You can't explain gravity right now. Do you
Just see
believe
its
it?
in
effects.
gravity, you're good.
No, but you can't. Do you believe in gravity?
Go
Gravity
back.
is what it is.
Yeah, but we
Gravity
don't
changes.
know how it works.
no,
We don't know
Gravity-
what it is.
So we don't know what. Can we find out tomorrow what gravity, how it
At
works?
some point we might be.
We can find out. Yeah,
And
so
at some
why
point,
is that
by its
point?
someday
effects.
we will.
That's fine, yeah, but
Someday we'll find out if God
again,
exists or
gravity
not.
is
Or
within
we'll
the
be
creation.
gone.
Gravity is within our creation. When people give me analogies that is within the creation, you can't, it doesn't apply.
And Jesus did those miracles within the creation.
Is it everything
Do you know that
within
happened?
creation?
Okay, within creation,
Huh? Oh, stop. Oh, sorry.
within creation, are you familiar with Descartes' I think therefore I am? You can't prove I'm a person. You can't prove I have a mind. And I'm in creation. You can't prove it, but do you believe I'm a real person?
I don't need to believe you're a real person. I know you're a real person.
No, man. You're
Why
just,
do you know it?
I don't need.
Why do you
You're
know it?
actually jumping, and you're not listening to what he's saying.
Why do you know that?
Let's see if I change my answer. Right, say what you said.
Do you,
I got it. Oh,
do you believe that I am not a simulation? I'm a real person. So you're talking to a real person.
I know that you're a real person.
How do you know he's not a robot?
But are you standing before me?
How do you know
How
he's
do you
not a
know
robot?
that there's a mind in it?
See, now we're playing games. Now
No, this is
Standard epistemology. How
I
do you know something?
I know from the evidences I have what people
you
do.
go.
You don't have evidence of someone raising from the dead after 3 days. Why is that?
Okay, but you believe in cause and effect, right?
What's that celebration?
But you believe in cause and effect. That's what you said before.
No, you don't need to believe in cause and effect. Cause and effect is what it is. We've done the homework. We know it's a fact. It's done.
Okay, yeah, then.
You don't need to believe it no more.
Yeah, but the
You
belief,
already agreed with me.
the belief,
that I have
the
a
belief of
mind
the resurrection
by
of
cause and
Christ
effect.
exists.
No, watch this. Okay, watch this. Say that again.
You can't prove
That-
that I am a mind the same as yours.
I can prove you are conscious matter right now by you deciding to wear this jacket, you deciding to arrive here.
could be
No,
hallucinating.
no.
You could be hallucinating.
By.
You're hallucinating.
No. I know you have a mind.
You're hallucinating.
Because you have decided to come to this place specifically because you know it happens on Sundays. I know why you have a mind because you.
hallucinating, I'm not here.
This is part of your religion, isn't it? The cross.
Yeah.
Right. I know why you're wearing that, and it's evidence that you have a mind as to why you're wearing
You
it.
know why you're
hallucinating.
You're not
doing
wearing
something
Arabic
wrong.
clothing.
When you're saying that you know things, what you're actually doing is you're comparing all the evidence that you have in your mind with what you're seeing in front of you.
Yes.
To come to a conclusion.
Yes.
Right. But to come to the
The
conclusion
same thing as your 12 disciples done. They had to see it.
Wait.
You ain't seen it.
Hundreds of people saw the risen Christ, brother.
That jump from the evidence that you have to then perceiving this guy is faith. You are believing on the evidence that you have in your mind that what you're seeing is true. That's why you say you've seen this cross because you've seen this cross elsewhere.
Okay.
And you've seen that other people, when they wear this cross, they profess this thing. So that's why when you see him wear this cross, you have faith in what you've seen that this guy's also a Christian. Do you understand
good.
what I'm doing?
Yeah, no, I
so you are
exactly
doing the
understand.
bridge thing.
Okay, great,
right?
great.
Your bridge is faith.
Let me flip it. I agree with you.
Do you understand?
Yeah, 100% understand.
Okay.
Cool, I agree with you. Yeah. So that's why I asked you, could your belief systems, from what you see as evidence, be wrong now?
I could be a brain.
And you already
It
agreed.
could be the
Yeah, he
Matrix.
said that, yeah.
We could be in
Great.
the
So
Matrix.
now
and
we're
all
all in
of this is fake.
consensus then. Because I've conceded my point and I've accepted his.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm using my rational evidences, which could be wrong.
Yeah.
About you existing, because I don't know you have a mind, right? Cool, I'm on that same plane as you. Now, from the evidences to which you deem Christianity to be true, could it be wrong?
Yeah, we could be in the matrix.
Exactly.
This could all be
So,
fake.
see, I flipped it.
But on the body
now
of
we're all in
evidence.
consensus.
Now, no, we're not in consensus
Okay,
yet.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
shall I tell you why? Shall I tell you why?
Right, you know why?
Because our evidence is pointing towards something that's stronger than what your evidence is pointing to. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. That's the whole point.
Okay.
That's the whole point.
Show me an evidence, yeah, of a man raising someone from the dead. Show me that evidence.
Show me the evidence that you spoke to your ancestors.
No, I am my ancestor.
No.
I don't speak. I didn't tell you that. Wait, I didn't tell you that.
Okay, give me the evidence that you are your ancestors.
I share the genetic code of those before me.
Have you seen your genetic code?
What do you mean?
Have you seen it?
I'm
Have you seen
here.
their genetic code?
I'm looking at it right
Have you
now.
looked
Have you
at
done
their genetic
23
code?
and me?
No. Listen.
Have you looked at their? Have you read their? Have you read all their? Have you read their genetic code? Have you
Hold
seen
on,
how what's
hold
it?
on, hold on,
80s, ATCG. Well, have you seen how that's been lined up
First of all,
in every single one of their cells?
Hold on. You're not even listening. Hold on.
No, but do you see? Remember, we talked about faith was the bridge. Remember, we
I
said
know.
faith was the bridge.
You don't let me down.
Sorry.
Hold on. Okay, I know that I share genetic code.
No,
of
remember what we said
someone
about no.
before me.
Remember what we said about no. We said that no is that you no is that you went to school, right? And they said that this is how humans come to be, right? And you went from this is how humans come to be. Therefore, this is probably how I came to be. That's that bridge
There's
there
no
was
problem.
faith. No, it's probably.
No. Because I came, you're basically highlighting me coming from a place of ignorance and learning and finding out a proven fact. All you're doing is highlighting that I was ignorant to now knowing a fact.
No, it's a method. It's a method of how people
of course.
are
Trying to
recreated.
learn. Yeah.
However, you don't know for sure that's how you came to be.
No, I do know for sure. I do know for sure. And you know for
No,
sure.
you have strong enough. You have enough evidence.
No, I have the evidence. We can go to hospital
I
right
know
now.
I'm
See
saying-
babies
okay,
getting born.
okay,
We know the evidence.
okay,
We know how long it takes
know.
for a pregnancy to actually form. We've done the homework. We've done it.
Okay.
See, we're just playing. We're doing nonsense now.
No, but that's
Because then
that's the whole point.
you know
of
when
it,
you
though.
say what if, you can just do that what if to your religion.
But that's what you're doing with us.
Huh?
That's what you're doing with us.
Okay, so okay.
Yeah,
So,
but for some reason you're allowed to be sure. You're allowed to be sure. But when
Okay.
you're
because-
doing the same thing with us, right?
Yes.
Saying this, all this, what if?
Yeah.
Right? When we do it to you, you say no, I know.
No,
but you don't
I
actually
don't play
know.
the guessing game. You guys play the guessing game.
You are also
I
playing the
only-
guessing game.
No,
You're
I
playing-
don't.
you just-
Tell me something I'm guessing.
That I'm a
parents.
person.
Or that he's a person.
That I have a mind. You're
Okay, that
guessing.
one I already accepted that one. I already accepted. Now,
It's the same thing for
that's a
everything. This
me.
is
Tell me
epistemology.
something
You have
I'm
no-
guessing now.
Yeah,
You're
but
guessing
my
that he has a
I have
mind.
I already proven he has a mind.
You can't. No, you didn't.
Because you
haven't proven
there's
it.
a reason.
You're hallucinating.
I've proven
You're hallucinating.
no, hold
You've
on.
You've
I've-
reasoned.
No, I've
You've
proven
you've
he's
reasoned.
got conscious matter. I've proven that.
You've reasoned.
He's got conscious matter. I've proven that.
You've reasoned that.
There's a reason.
The mind is immaterial. The consciousness is immaterial.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
So you
That's
can't prove.
conscious
You
matter.
can't prove.
So how can you prove that?
I can prove that you're conscious matter because there is a
There you
reason why
go.
you're here before me.
That's evidence. You're not saying that. In other words, you're saying I can't grab your consciousness. I can't hold it. But the reason why
You're displaying it.
the reason why I believe it's there is because you're dressed up and you're talking to me rationally.
Yes.
However, that consciousness, you cannot see it. You'll never touch it. You'll
Right.
never be able to look at it. But you
I'm
believe
looking
it's
at it
there.
right now.
No. You're not looking at any consciousness.
I'm looking at
No. You're
I'm
not
looking at matter. That's why I said conscious matter.
Right,
I'm looking at
you're
matter
looking
right
at
now,
matter.
and I'm
Right.
seeing that
Consciousness
is
isn't
conscious. No,
Consciousness is not matter.
I know, but I'm looking at conscious matter. I'm joining.
You're
I'm
looking
purposely
at
joining
matter.
it too.
You're
Yeah,
looking
and how
at
do you
matter
join that? You
animated.
have to believe that what you're seeing.
No, I don't have to
points
believe
towards
this. I
Yes,
don't have to
you
believe
are.
it. I have to. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing the conscious matter right now.
You're seeing matter behaving.
That is conscious.
Matter behaving as if there is a consciousness. So you say.
Oh, you're just wording it different.
No, it isn't.
I'm saying, who do you think has better footing? You or me?
If
Even if it's a
hold on.
tiny-
If you're putting me in this analogy, if I didn't see no one put the apple in the box, I'm just not going to assume. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't have to assume. You can
Someone
say that
died.
one of them
Someone
is more
died for
likely. You can say
No,
one of
but
them
you see,
is
again,
more
we're
likely.
working in percentages and possibilities.
That's how.
That's how everything works. Yes, it is.
Is there a
No, you need
possibility
to.
for
No,
possibility?
James. No, James.
Okay, is there a possibility that you come from your father? Is there a possibility?
Yeah.
So there's a possibility that your father could have given birth to you.
Yeah, I wasn't there, so. I don't know. it.
Bro, that's the truth.
Okay.
That's the truth.
Well, there are men
Can
with.
I ask you? Because they don't like to
No.
tell
You know, generally, you need to look up how are facts verified. What does it mean to verify something? You do. You generally
Me
do.
and you know, we went to school. You go to school here.
That's exactly what I said before.
Anywhere in the world, I know everyone here went to school.
Yeah, but we went to school and you bridged the gap. You
We
did.
know.
You bridged the gap because
We
you
know
weren't there to see.
A male
You
doesn't
weren't-
have the capability to give birth to a child. We know
You
this.
bridged the gap, man. But you didn't see. You weren't there.
But we know this. Though.
Even the person that was teaching you wasn't there. No one was there to see. No one was there. It's true.
We know that. Though,
As
but
of evidence today, we can say we know, but there can be a possibility in the future that somebody can create something that a man can give birth.
Okay,
Or there can be a possibility somewhere in a random place that we don't know of that somebody
Just
invented
spurting out
something.
babies, yeah?
Yes,
Okay,
bro,
cool.
there's a
And you're saying-
Okay,
possibility
fine.
for
You're getting
anything.
that, again, that's a hypothetical.
you're saying it's
already
unlikely.
admitted that it's woman though, but it's woman.
Well, that's, yeah,
As
far as-
woman, that's
as far as
that's
we know.
up to now, yeah. So
As of
that's 100%
evidence-
is done.
as of
Everyone here came from a
As
woman.
of
All the
evidence-
reproductive
As
system
of
of women.
evidence, yeah, we can say we came from
As
women,
far as
but there
we
can
know.
be a possibility.
But as far as we know it though. But we know it's done. The homework is done.
Yeah, we were saying. I understand what you're saying. You're
making an
saying it's.
argument from
I know what you're saying. You're saying it's closed because there hasn't been anything else to say otherwise. But what we're trying to say is, and what science also says, is that there could be. At present, in other words, no, that's how science works. No, that's how science works.
Can I-
Let me say this in Christian terms. Let me say this in Christian
Yeah, well,
terms.
let's hear that.
No, let me say this in Christian
I'm curious.
terms. You're all Christians here, right?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, great. How is Jesus the leading example for mankind?
Yes.
Yeah.
How did he come onto this earth? Came from where?
From Mary.
From Mary.
The Immaculate Conception. Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
Immaculate Conception. So that is the leading example for the entirety of the earth, yes? According to you.
What do you mean?
What do you mean by leading example?
He came from the womb of a woman, right, to enter this world,
Yeah.
right? There should be no other examples other than that.
Yeah, but hang on. Who was
You
Jesus?
understand? So when you're giving me possibility, Jesus didn't create that other possibility. yes?
No, Jesus
He
came
came
with
as
the
human
possibility
being,
of
the
not having a
same
biological father.
form. So he's kept that genetic code. There is no
No.
Did
I
Jesus-
said
did
Immaculate
Jesus have a
Conception,
biological
man.
father?
But it's still from a womb of a woman, no? Even I know
But what
she
about
didn't- I know.
father? Do we all have fathers? Do we all
No,
have
the
fathers?
womb of the
Yeah,
womb.
but do we all have fathers?
I've left the fathers. I'm
Nah.
talking about the womb.
Nah. Because science says, science says that before you can even enter womb,
Yeah.
right? They have
You need to be
your
saying,
dad.
okay, cool, great.
So,
but you're saying
right.
that is the
So we're saying
Immaculate
Immaculate
now.
Conception. We're saying
You can't use science
that's
for that now.
Huh?
That's not our science.
right.
And that's not our science. That's outside of our intellect.
A miracle.
Right.
Okay.
But it's still the act of him coming out of the womb. There should be no other possibility other than that. Because he's followed suit with that genetic code.
I can't say that.
Why?
Because there's a possibility God can do it another way.
Yeah.
And we don't know 100.
Yeah,
Bro,
you're-
a scientist won't look. A scientist won't
Yeah,
you.
that's some nonsense.
A scientist won't look you at your face and say that it's 100%
Of anything.
confirmed in science that every person comes from a woman. They won't say it's 100%.
It's 100%.
There's no scientist will tell you that.
It's a bit- Thing is,
Why do you think they
why
always say
we-
99?
No, I
Why do you think
understand.
they always say 98?
I'm not saying this in a rude way. We do it as well. Everyone takes it for granted. We're just taking it for granted, right?
Wait, what for granted?
In other words, we have what we would say is overwhelming evidence.
Yes.
That is so much that we would just be like, we don't even have to look anymore, which is what you're saying.
That's 100%
It's a
to me.
closed
That's
book.
100%.
Yeah, I understand what you're
Yeah.
saying. Yeah, but science itself, as a creed, I guess, it says that there's nothing truly 100%. So even that thing that we're placing, so in other words, science is saying that we have faith as well. We just want evidence. We need science, the scientific methods. We need a lot of repeatable evidence before we can say something is verifiably true.
Now,
That's verifiably
great.
true.
Now.
It doesn't mean that it is true.
Through the billions of people on this earth. Hold
That's
on.
your evidence. Okay, go on.
We see that this method of
Yeah.
cause and effect is very consistent. Very consistent. So we see that this is one, and there's no other alternate way to have man other than the womb of a woman. We've seen that for billions of years. It's consistent. Homework is done. Now, when you say that
Yeah,
quote, the quote about the science, science, the reason why they say that it's never 100% because science is the inquiry of nature. We're trying to find out why things are happening. We don't know why things are happening.
No, not why, how things are happening.
Or how things are happening. We don't know. So that's why it's never 100%.
It can change. It can change tomorrow, bro.
Yeah,
That-
but what
that's the
part
thing.
of science you talk about? When you say it can change tomorrow?
So in other words,
Science in general.
Yeah, of course. But there's some things that were done, right? So are you still?
no, there's no,
You
no,
can't.
no,
Science-
no, it's true. No, look this up. Science hasn't closed anything.
Yeah, it has.
It hasn't. No, science doesn't close things.
Tomorrow, the gravity won't.
No,
Switch off.
It's cause and effect.
No, just like yeah, we go back to that question. Instead of you dying, how do you know there's going to be gravity tomorrow?
I don't know.
But what do you trust? What do you have faith in?
I have faith. If
you
you,
go.
if you want faith,
Yeah.
I'll have faith that the world will keep spinning. Gravity
Based
will
on the
still be here.
evidence of you being here before. and
No,
the
no,
evidence
no.
of
Based
people-
on other people dying. Based on that.
No. What about that? The life that you lived?
When I die, I don't know how the experience is going to be for everyone else.
Oh,
because I've
come
never died
on
before.
now. You're being silly now.
I'm being silly. You guys being silly.
You're being silly now. You are. You're saying that when you die, gravity will turn off. We'll start floating.
I don't know. I have faith it will still continue.
Huh?
I have faith that it will still continue.
Do you have faith that gravity? Do you have faith that gravity will continue tomorrow when you wake up?
Yeah, I have faith.
You have faith
I
you'll be in the sky.
Say again?
You have faith because you don't know tomorrow.
I don't know tomorrow.
You don't know what's gonna happen. No. But you know that there will be gravity tomorrow.
No,
you don't know.
I have faith
Oh,
in
you
tomorrow.
don't
I
know.
disagreed with you that I don't know days of tomorrow. I don't know days of
So the
tomorrow.
only thing you know about gravity is now, presently.
Right now.
Okay.
Right now.
Based on the evidence.
I only work with what I know. I don't play the guessing game. I don't guess that a guy resurrected after 3. I don't guess that.
We use evidence, bro.
What evidence?
We use
The
eyewitness.
only evidence you have is testimony from guys you don't even know.
We use
They wrote it down
Perhaps-
and then you choose to believe it.
Perhaps not for today. I would love to have this conversation
Yeah,
next
I
week.
got to roll out soon as well.
Yeah.
Are you rolling
But
out?
I would like to talk to you about how creation points to one God. But
Which
the
God?
same
Your one?
creation, yes, to one triune God. To one triune God. I would like to have this conversation next week. No.
You need to go.
I'm not saying based on my belief.
I'm
You need to
older
go-
than that. I'm older than Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve is not my ancestors. I'm older than Adam and Eve.
You are older than Adam.
I'm older than Adam and Eve. My history precedes Adam and Eve. You can't tell me Adam and Eve is
But at the beginning of your people,
That
there
wasn't
would have
the
had to be
topic of the
two, right?
conversation.
But were they Adam and Eve? Or were they called Adam and Eve?
Yeah, someone already talked to you about that in terms of languages. You know that.
We're on shaky
You know
ground
that.
now. That sounds
No,
like
no,
shaky
it's
ground.
not shaky ground.
So
No,
my
come on. You
point-
got-
Already from the beginning.
No, no,
my
no,
point,
no.
my point. The
Come on,
reason why I came up with this question is because you mentioned that throughout history it's been proven that all men come from women.
Yes.
Yeah. Then,
And you're
even
agreeing
longer,
with that.
yes,
Yeah.
and even longer than that, it's been proven that the orbital movement of the planets and the kind of universal system,
Yeah.
they don't collapse with one another. So the orbital systems work in a way that is more consistent than non-consistent, and that's way older than what you mentioned about all men coming from women.
Yeah, I accept that.
Would you say that proves that's a system that has to come from one mind? Because in a world or a universe
I know what
with
you're saying.
chaos,
Yeah, I get it.
they should collapse at some moment.
Whether they
How could
should
they end up ordered?
whether they should or not, yeah. For me, it makes it. No, hold on, no. I'm gonna ask honestly. Whether
And we can leave it for next week if you want.
it may. You're trying to do that.
Okay,
I forget.
so my
anyway,
fault.
look. Anyway, I'm only going to say what I don't know. For me, I would love to believe in an entity because that would make sense as
I
to
thought you
why
said you
something.
did. I thought you said you did believe in an entity.
No, I do.
So why'd you
No,
say
I'm
you would
using
love
that
to?
analogy. And I'm using that analogy.
okay.
In that analogy, I would love to believe that there's an entity because it would make sense as to why there's such specific order as to summers, the rotation of the solar system. All that is very precise, very
Yes.
precise. We're so perfectly distant from the sun that we don't die or freeze. Do you know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
it's evident that okay, there may be something keeping us in order. Whether we know what that is, humans have come
That
to the
would
conclusion
be
of
awesome.
this,
No, wait, let me
that,
finish, let me
this,
Okay.
this one. We've
Okay,
all come to different
I don't want to make it
conclusions.
longer. I don't want to make it longer.
Yeah.
But my point, and probably for another conversation, just to let you know where I'm coming from,
Yeah.
is that this fine-tuning, and surely you have heard about the contingency argument, so you cannot go to an infinite regression of time or
universes.
contingent things. So all that points to one mind. If there's a God, there must be one God, not multiple
No, that's not
gods.
must be. You're
No,
imposing it
no,
must
that's
be.
the infinite regression that he's talking about.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
And even the orbital movements I mentioned
No, but
cannot
you know what you're doing? You know what you're doing? You're
Okay.
trying to use theories and then you're trying to find finite ways to narrow it to your one. But to say there must be, that's now when you say,
Explain-
when you say
okay.
must be, yeah, that now you're now showing me you're imposing.
No, I'm not
something
imposing.
outside
I'm
of
telling
yourself.
you why I believe that.
But why? Okay, there
Because
could be-
fine-tuning cannot
Yeah.
come from multiple minds.
How do you know that?
Because there would be disagreement.
We do that
So,
on the iPhone. There are multiple people fixing the iPhone.
Yes,
There are multiple.
but the point of the way the universe works,
Yeah.
it works toward one end.
We
So
don't know, but you only
yes,
know
we know.
4%.
No,
you only
because
know 4% of our universe.
the orbital movement of planet Earth doesn't collapse
it's
with
perfect,
Mars,
very perfect. Yeah,
with
yeah,
the
yeah.
moon, with the sun, with anything.
Yeah.
So that has to come from one mind, one purpose. At the very least, one purpose.
No.
One
Yeah,
agreement.
okay, hold on. What you say?
One agreement.
Exactly. Could that agreement be amongst several entities? Could it?
But that agreement, based
Yeah.
on the contingency argument,
Yeah.
has to come from an internal agreement.
Again, that's why it only works exactly. Because that's why I said you're giving me a theory. That's just one theory. But if I say to you, there could be more finite
Theory,
amounts.
but we are basing the theory on things that already exist, and we know fine-tuning, for example.
Yeah, but we don't know who is doing that. We don't know who is doing it.
But you know the kind of one or who or what or whatever is doing it.
No, we don't know that. I know there's,
We know that.
there's evidence of fine-tuning. There's evidence
Points
of
to
that.
precision.
No, it doesn't. No. Oh, no, yes, it does. Sorry, yeah, it does. Yeah,
Precision.
yeah.
So it has to be a precise mind. A
we
precise
don't know
mind
who.
cannot have disagreement within itself.
Could it have an agreement with multiple people? Exactly, yes. So that's why I said to you, just like in the Apple, when you go to California, there are a finite amount of people agreeing on how the phone should look. So,
But that agreement should have happened before the everything, right?
right, yeah, sure, yeah. That's why they plan. That's why they do this kind of stuff. So what I'm opening the theory to is, could it be a finite agreement between multiple entities? Could that be possible too? Yeah, it could be.
But whatever happened, let's agree, if you want to agree, obviously,
Yeah, exactly.
that happened before the creation of time, space, and matter.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yeah,
that
so
makes sense.
what was before the creation of time, space, and matter?
I don't know.
A universe, or not a universe, a dimension, a timeless, matterless,
Nothingness.
spaceless dimension. How would you call that thing?
Even though there's no...
It's timeless.
Listen, I need to pull out, but
Next week?
yeah, next week. What's your name? Manuel, I'm Frank. Nice to meet you. Very good. Oh, cool.